Good morning. All right. Are we ready for this morning? Are we ready? It is such a beautiful day. So good morning. I'm Mayor Devin T. Murphy. Thank you for coming to the beautiful and vibrant city of Pinole. I'm not as fashionable as you, Father. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Now, I just wanted to say a few words, and I'm going to take it over to the man of the hour, which is our council member, Cameron Sasai, who, as you all know, made history as our first Filipino-American council member in the city's 120-year history. We have to congratulate this gentleman for that. And I'm going to keep it very short, but I just want to thank everybody for coming to the city of Pinole. This is a very, very diverse city, and we are proud to be incredibly busy this month as we celebrate so much between Pride and Juneteenth and our 120 years of Pinole, our 200th year of having our Pinole land grant that created much of the land or set up much of the land we have. And as you know, we are all here to celebrate the Philippines flag raising ceremony, the first time we've done this in 120 years history. You know, I oftentimes speak about the importance of diversity, but I think also we have to think about the importance of our connectivity as well, right? Diversity is one piece of the puzzle, but connecting the dots on our different communities in Pinole is a whole world of importance. And as we think about today's flag raising, I really want us to think about who in Pinole isn't here, who is in Pinole isn't here, and how do we set up a connection to make sure they understand the value of this day and the value of the diversity and connectivity of our council. So again, I am so just honored to be the mayor this year and serve in a way that brings people together and lead on issues that are so important to the council and to our community. But I'm also happy and really energized to have so many amazing council members, including Councilmember Sasai here, willing to do the work to bridge our communities. We know we are none of us are free until all of us are free, right? None of us are free until all of us are free. And so today's flag raising is both ceremonial, but it's a call to action. It's a call to action that we will continue to celebrate the diversity of our council, the diversity of our community, the diversity of our clergy, the diversity of our small business owners, the diversity of our students, and most importantly, it's a connection that we all have to say that we're not going to divide. We're going to bridge. We're going to bridge. And we're all here together to support one another. So thank you again. Thank you for being here in the city of Pinole. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce, once again, a esteemed, intelligent, and brilliant mind that we have in Pinole. He is the youngest city council member in Pinole's history now. And he also is the first Filipino-American council member in Pinole's history. He's done so much great work in just 6 months of him being on council. Please give a round of applause to Councilmember Cameron Sasai.
Right. Good morning, everybody. Kamusta na? Galing naman? Okay. It is so great to see everybody out here, to see so many familiar faces. But to those who I have not met yet, to those who might be visiting from another jurisdiction, welcome to the great city of Pinole. First and foremost, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to all of you for joining us in this historic event, and start off by acknowledging our presence here right now. This demonstrates the strength and the unity of our community, and is truly a testament to our shared commitment to celebrate and honor our Filipino heritage. Since being sworn in last December, I've had the great honor of representing you on the Pinole City Council as your first Filipino-American representative. And with that comes the responsibility to make sure that we're represented. And through events like these, through having proclamations for Filipino-American History Month, so on and so forth, it's very important that we are recognized in our own communities where we live. But standing here in this moment, and just being present with you all, this is it's an emotional moment. It's a beautiful moment, but it's also a truly historic day that I think a lot of us in the community have waited for a very long time. I know Henry has been here for many years, and we waited for a celebration like this. But this is really the very first time that we as a city are recognizing Philippine Independence Day, and actually any Filipino-American day of significance for our community in our history. And so I think it really just goes to show that it takes one of us to be at the table for all of us to be recognized. And I want to quickly shout out our mayor, Devin T. Murphy. If you didn't know, last weekend, we had our very first Pride Day celebration in the history of Pinole. And it was a beautiful moment. So many faces out there that, and I told Devin this, but we'd never see that in the Pinole where I grew up in. And he is our first Black, first openly gay, and youngest mayor in our city's history. But it really does reinforce the fact, thank you, it reinforces the fact that, we do need one of our people up there. Another thing that makes this moment significant too is that we're also celebrating the Philippines marking its 125th year of independence from Spanish rule. And so as we move forward, we should honor our ancestors who sacrificed their lives for this cause, those who rebelled, those of indigenous and mixed roots who were killed, brutalized, but also those of us here today who are still internalizing the effects of colonization. And that's, I think, why feelings today are a little bit complicated for us who are Filipino-American. We have a lot of work to do in dismantling the colonial mindset that lives within all of us. For those who don't know, and that's okay, colonial mentality is by definition a form of internalized oppression that conditions colonized people to believe that their ethnic or cultural identity is inferior to Western culture or whiteness. It's when we strive to be Westernized and when we learn to hate our indigenous roots. We experience that when our parents, our lolos, our lolas may have felt like assimilating to Western culture. Maybe they chose not to teach you Tagalog in fear of you being made fun of, in fear of you suffering for employment in the United States. Maybe it was you growing up and felt like you were weird for being your sinigang or didn't go on to school. Maybe it's that feeling that you're not mestizo or mestiza enough. And to be frank with you, it's the anti-blackness, the colorism that we perpetuate amongst our people frequently. It is our duty to confront this head-on and break that cycle that was inflicted on us by the groups that tried to take away our independence and that we fought to overcome 125 years ago. But let's start with our youth. Let's encourage them to be critical thinkers, unafraid to challenge the status quo and the narratives that try to silence our voices. And like I always tell you all, let's take up space and let's lead by example with ourselves. After all, excellence, resilience, resistance is in our Filipino blood. And I also want to share with you all that we have the great honor of my mom being here in the crowd today. She came here at the, yes, please. My mom came here at the age of 21. She grew up in Quezon City, Philippines, alum of UP? De La Salle University in the Philippines. Worked in journalism during a time when democracy was at stake. And she knew that when we moved here to the United States, she wanted me to experience democracy. That wasn't possible when she was growing up there, but only in the great state of California can a 24-year-old Filipino person like me win public office and have the opportunity to represent you all. So I don't take it for granted. I've only been here for 6-7 months, but we're doing great work. We're getting into great trouble, and I hope to get into more good trouble with you all. So before I end, I want to take this moment to acknowledge our distinguished guest today, Father Joffrey of St. Joseph's Church, Susan Bermejo, owner and executive chef of Sue's Place, one of our great Filipino-owned businesses here in Pinole. And from the Philippine Consulate General's office, Honorable Consul General Neil Frank Ferrer, Madame Miriam Ferrer, Consul Jed Martin Leona, and Consul Vanessa Bago Leona. My good friend Vice Consul Adrian Audrey Bakay, and Cultural Officer Christine Jane Kiboloy. Last but certainly not least, Hannah, Sean, and Malaya from the Pinole Valley High School Pinole Club, who are doing some great work for our high school, and Interact Club President Ilana Ignacio. But we have a great program today. I want to thank you all for being here and joining for this very special moment for our community. It is the first of hopefully many, and I'm so glad to be here with you all. So thank you so much. And without further ado, I will pass it on to our next speaker, the Honorable Consul General Neil Frankfurter.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Good morning. Thank you very much for your warm welcome. Thank you for your message. And as noted by Council Member Sasay, I'm joined today by my colleagues from the Philippine Consulate General in San Francisco. And we are very pleased, of course, to join the Pinole City officials led earlier by Mayor Devin Murphy and by Council Member Cameron Sasay. And of course, most importantly, the Filipino-American community present here today for your first ever Philippine flag ceremony on the occasion of the 125th anniversary of the proclamation of Philippine independence. At the outset, I would like to underline that the men and women of the Philippine Consulate General in San Francisco, together with our attached agency, wish to express our sincere gratitude to the city of Pinole for holding this activity for the very first time, which manifests solidarity and fellowship with the Filipino-American currently residing in the city, which we immensely appreciate. We also wish to specifically thank Council Member Cameron Sasay, the first Filipino-American council member elected to the Pinole City Council, and hopefully you won't be the last. I hope that there will be more young people, even older people, to join you, and of course to celebrate the diversity of the community here in Pinole City. Thank you, Cameron, for this initiative, and the members of the City Council for your support. Needless to say, we are also very proud of Cameron because he has not only chosen to honor his Filipino heritage through this activity, but more importantly, his passion for service to the community at his young age is truly admirable. Ladies and gentlemen, 125 years ago, in the culmination of a struggle going back more than 300 years earlier, our forefathers won for us our liberty and established our identity as a people. By January 1899, the Philippine Republic was established, the first constitutional republic in Asia. Through this ceremony, we honor the countless sacrifices and incredible courage of our heroes, which secured the freedom that we, Filipinos and Filipino-Americans, enjoy today. This year's theme for the Philippine Independence Day celebration is Kalayaan, Kinabukasan, Kasaysayan, Freedom, Future, History. As the Philippine Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo has shared in his message, the theme reminds us of how the hard-fought freedom by our forebears has not only shaped our nation's history, but also continues to shape its future. As we reflect on the theme of this year's celebration and the value of the Philippine independence, allow me to highlight the Philippines' relentless pursuit of peace and development. Coming out of the pandemic, a forward-looking and people-centered development agenda has been outlined by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in order to catapult the Philippines to upper middle income status by 2024 and reduce poverty rate to 9% or single digit by 2028. We hope to achieve this goal by ensuring food security by modernizing agriculture and sustainable agrarian reform, harnessing Filipino talent through innovation and building a dynamic creative industry, protecting the vulnerable, including women and children, bolstering the healthcare system by building hospitals in the region and promoting the welfare of medical frontliners, improving the quality of education, narrowing the digital divide and strengthening e-governance, continuing infrastructure development, improving the country's energy mix to include renewable resources, promoting environmental sustainability, climate change mitigation and adaptation, and disaster resilience, and finally, protecting the rights and welfare of overseas Filipino workers. With respect to human rights, the new administration has expressed clear intent to accelerate criminal justice systems reforms, including retraining our law enforcement personnel and further streamlining of investigative and accountability mechanisms. This also includes reforms to the correction system, decongestion of prison facilities, and implementation of effective rehabilitation programs for persons deprived of liberty. Furthermore, the Philippines continues to enhance its global presence in the community of nations through regional and international engagements and partnerships. Over the past 2.5 years as Consul General, I have been a witness to the gains of many Filipino Americans in our 10-state jurisdiction. Despite the pandemic, Asian hate, and many other challenges our community has faced, I have seen our people and community not only survive but grow. With your resilience, bayanihan spirit, pagkalinga, pakikipagkapwa-tao, and many other Filipino values and traits. Many of you have been very successful in your chosen careers and professions, contributing immensely not only to the progress of this country, but strengthening the people-to-people ties and the bonds of friendship and cooperation between the Philippines and the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are not just celebrating our country's freedom, we also wish to extol the robust alliance between the Philippines and the United States. I wish to underscore that our relations are premised on mutual respect and acknowledgement of each other as equal and sovereign partners. Together, we look forward to addressing challenges on economic and security spheres to ensure our country's security and economic prosperity for the benefit of the region and our people. Finally, I wish to sincerely thank the city officials of Pinole and everyone who helped in one way or the other in bringing this event into fruition and for inviting us to join this celebration. We hope that this will be the first of many Philippine flag-raising ceremonies in the future. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino, mabuhay ang siyudad ng Pinole.
Thank you so much. We're going to move on actually to another very special, guest speakers actually, from the Pinole Club, Pinole Valley High School. You're up. Thanks for being here.
First of all, I'd like to thank Cameron for inviting us, because, like, okay. Hello, I'm Sean, the secretary of Pinole Club from Pinole Valley High School, and I'm Filipino, but in truth, it's never really mattered to me or was important to me when I grew up, because we would do everything Filipinos do, and it was the norm. I didn't realize how special it was or how important or valuable it was. But now, growing up, I've learned to value it, cherish it, and enjoy it. In my eyes, I can't believe we've come so far. This small island off the coast of Asia is actually worldwide now. We've made it and we are recognized. You don't need to be famous or a boxer in the Philippines to have influence anywhere. Cameron Sasai is proof that we have made it and that we are, and I am extremely grateful for that. He has shown me that literally anything is possible, and that even I myself, as small as I am, can make an impact as large as him if I really try. Yeah. Thank you for showing me that we are here and we can still be seen. No matter how small we are, the impact we can make can be so much larger. Thank you, and I believe that if we go anywhere, we can strive no matter what. Thank you. That's it.
All right, magandang umaga. Good morning. Oh, sorry, I'm sure I got the Filipino genes. Okay, magandang umaga. Good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah May de la Cruz. I'm a recent graduate of Pinole Valley High School and former co-president of Pinole Club. So first and foremost, I want to thank you, Kuya Cameron Sasai, for allowing me to speak today and for all the support for our club. Can we give a round of applause? Thank you so much. So today we will be learning some Tagalog words. If I say Tagalog word, you translate it back in English. So chinelas means slippers. What does chinelas mean? Good job, class! Woo! Okay. Another word we will be learning is bayanihan. Bayan quite literally means a nation, town, or community. What does bayan mean? I need to do a little bit like that. Bayan means a nation, a town, and a community. What does bayan mean? Good job, everyone. Okay, so this concept of bayanihan means working together as a community towards a common goal. Although this goal is different for some of us, such as learning Tagalog, following the top hit Philippines on Spotify, learning your history and background from your grandparents, and etc. Many others reached out to me, telling me about their difficulty finding their acceptance for the Philippine identity. And I too, as an immigrant, struggling with my sense of belonging between these two worlds. However, my time here made me realize that we still share the common goal of presenting our Pinoy pride. So this is the desire that we have as a community to be able to freely express thanks to the fight for our ancestors put up for more than 300 years ago. So thank you once again to my fellow peers for giving us a sense of unity and for Miss T, our sponsor, for allowing us a platform to showcase who we are. So salamat at mabuhay.
Sure. Okay, hello, I'm Malaya Munar. I'm the current president of Pinole Club for Pinole Valley High School. It's so amazing to see all of you here today. And I know that some of you were born in America, but some of you had to come here on your own. And that was very hard because immigration sucks to come to America. My family was the same. They all started out as teachers or nurses or even a prime minister. And they came to America in hopes to become richer, to have nicer land, to have a nice home. But unfortunately, America pushed us all down and gave us the lowest ranking possible. Instead of being a prime minister or a teacher, they were forced to go cut pineapple, forced to the bottom of the ranking. But despite that, despite losing everything they had, they kept pushing forward. And they all got their jobs back, they all got a house, and they all started a strong community and family. As the new president of Pinole Club, I hope to create a strong family bond with my club, but not only my club, but with the entire community. I hope to have multiple events and start multiple as my own. I have plans to embrace the tradition, such as learning the dances, trying to make the food, and one of the biggest things that I want to do is to have a field trip to go to San Francisco to celebrate Christmas together and make puro lantern and light it up all together. I hope to make our club even bigger and stronger than it is already, and thank you for coming here today.
These are our most excellent Pinoy students from Pinole. And thank you so much for being here. And I want to take this moment right now to actually present a proclamation that is really the first in the history of Pinole, signed by our very own Mayor Devin T. Murphy. I want to present it to Father Joffrey, who is our next speaker. This is for you. Thank you for all you have done for our community here in Pinole, but also serving West County. My only request is that we display this for our congregation to see. Yes. And it's so well deserved. So thank you so much.
Wow. Good morning. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. And as you heard earlier, my name is Pope Francis. And I forgot to recognize also that we have with us, standing with us today, the great principal of our school, St. Joseph's School, Miss Natalie Lynn Saconia. Right there, yes. If you want good education, go to our school. Yeah. Again, thank you to our council member, Cameron. As you heard earlier, that he was the first Filipino council member of Pinole. Well, I'm the first Catholic priest who happens to be a Filipino to be the pastor of St. Joseph's right here, the biggest the biggest church in the whole area. It's the only church. But to the mayor, thank you. And to our Consul General, representing the Philippine government, marami pong salamat for coming here, joining us this morning. And this is freedom. Look at this. Look around. This is freedom, right? And it's about community, unity, and beauty. I was just in the Philippines last April, and I had a chance to go to Cavite, to see the place where everything started, where our Philippine Independence Day was proclaimed by Emilio Aguinaldo on June 12, 1898. So for us to be here gathered as a community, as people, standing with that fear that is freedom, when we can gather free from fear, from intimidation, that is freedom. And freedom is a gift that we should always not to take it for granted, but to be thankful every day that we can walk around, we can speak up, we can share our emotions, our desires, our ambitions, free from fear, intimidation, and imprisonment. If you look at the world, yes, my friend, this is the greatest country in the world. Give this place a big hand. So I just be thankful to the city of Pinole working with us so that this day is a day, a moment, a high point, a high moment of celebration and thanksgiving. Working with our council member, Cameron, and with the mayor and the city council, the city government, and to see the sea of people from all walks of life, from Pinole, and beyond, and Hercules. It's really wonderful. I hope that you're not afraid to share who you are, that you are Filipino, raised in an environment that invites us to find meaning in life, to be humble, that life has no limit, that through faith and character, I always say this, that in school we get a lot of A's and B's to take us to the best universities and colleges in the whole world. But it is our great attitude in life that will take us through life and joy and hopes and freedom and ambitions. Yes, the A's and the B's will take us to the greatest school and universities. But it is our great character and attitude that will get us through life. And that is so important. Do not forget who we are. That we are always invited and challenged to build a community of freedom and love and respect. When we lost that respect, then everything goes down. When the word respect is thrown in the trash can, then everything goes down. So it is about gathering today, recognizing the beauty of every culture, of every generation, of every country, that all of us, when we come together, when we share common goal, and that is to bring dignity and joy and peace and unity among nations, among peoples, and that is, my friends, a great spirit of freedom. That is the great spirit of freedom when we can gather to make a difference, free from fear and intimidation. Marami pong salamat. Again, thank you for being here today. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas! Mabuhay ang United States of America. Mabuhay.
I also want to acknowledge Father Larry from St. Patrick's, who's just here today. Father Larry.
My godfather.
Not his grandfather.
We have one more, excellent, like you say, speaker, but performer who will close us out. Extremely talented. She is our Pinole Interact Club president, but here to sing the Philippine national anthem, President Ilana Ignacio.
Hayang magiliw, peles ng silangan, alam ng puso, sabdibi mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, duya ka ng magiting, samang lulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa daga at bundok, sisiw mo'y at salagin mo'y buhaw, ang may dilang ang tula at awit sa palayang minamahal, ang kislap ng watayan mo, tagumpay ng nangginiin, ang batuin at araw ng kailang pagnamangitiliim, lupang ng araw ng watang pasatinta, buhay ay lagit sa piling mo, aming ligaya namang magmaapi, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
That was amazing. That brings us to the end of our program. Once again, we are here to honor our Philippine flag, Philippine Independence Day. But we have an amazing event coming up, hosted by St. Joseph's. Amazing sponsors, a lot of Filipino vendors you want to support and uplift. But once again, it is my great honor to hold this for the very first time in the city of Pinole. Thank you to all of our distinguished guests and speakers. And what a great honor to serve you as your council member. So thank you so much and have a great day.
Can we have all the interacts?
Salamat. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so, go back to work. Please go across the street.
Go across the street. Your menu first. Dali.